Previewing the 2021 Chicago State volleyball season, Coach Trifonov's second as head coach. I'm Sam Brief here catching up with both Coach Tony Trifonov and incoming setter, new member to this Cougars roster, Jaclyn Inclan. How you both doing today?
Great, Sam. Great to be here.
Good.
Yeah. Jack, I like your backdrop. You look like you're all in the Cougar spirit. It's like just a whole green barrage, and you just got here.
Yes, absolutely.
You're ready to rumble. But, Coach, I'm going to start with you because I want to start with where we finished off last season, which was in April, you leading this program to the first ever win in the WAC tournament. What did it mean to you in your first year to get an accomplishment like that?
Well, I think it was a little bittersweet because it was our first win for the season, I wasn't used to that. So it was difficult in the beginning to have 8 or 9 losses in a row, and obviously a great accomplishment for the program to make it to the WAC tournament and to get a win at it and to beat a really good team as UTRGV. So we're hoping that we'll have a little bit more success this year in the beginning of the season.
What most impressed you about your squad down the stretch? Because you got some really incredible performances from Yanlis Feliz, who was named preseason All-WAC, Berenice Almeida, Messalina Severino, just to name a few. Yeah,
resiliency. It's probably the best word to describe those kids last year. It was a very difficult situation, especially playing without a key position as a setter. And, it was difficult in the beginning to train somebody to play that position in such a short amount of time and to gel with the team. And apparently, the kids did a great job, really, really working hard and working their butts off to get to that point to be successful in a good conference as the WAC in the postseason.
On the note of some of those returners who gave you all that resiliency, tell me who you consider to be some of the top returners on this squad.
Well, I mean, like you said, Messalina, Berenice, Yanlis, obviously, but we're not looking at it as top returners and top players. We're looking at more as a team effort. And we have 14 players on the roster, and I think each one of them is equally important to us and is equally impressive and top. So that's how we're approaching it. And, we're excited to get preseason practice underway. It's a very short amount of time to get ready for a first tournament. So, I'm really, really pleased with the kids' effort so far and having to adapt too quickly to a new environment and new coaching staff.
So far, what would you consider to be the identity of this group?
Well, we still haven't found it, we're still looking for that identity. I think it's going to be well into the second or third tournament that we know what the identity is.
You mentioned the setting situation. So I'm going to bring in Jaclyn Inclan, who is your new setter coming in as a transfer out of Arizona, out of New Mexico. Jack, how's your time in Chicago been so far?
It's been great. I love it here. It's definitely a different speed, bigger city, but I'm enjoying myself a lot. So.
Right. This ain't the Southwest desert. It's a little different. And I think you'll find that, especially when it's December and January. But by then the season will be over. And today I want to talk about the season with you. But first, how did you come to Chicago State? What was that recruiting pitch like with Coach bringing you in?
I mean, they really needed a setter, and the situation last year was a little complicated. There wasn't enough people, and they were turning other people's into setters. So getting the opportunity to transfer and be a grad student was really big for me and really exciting. And they have the program that I want. So him just pitching, saying, we want somebody that's going to work hard and be a team player. And, those are all the things that I aspire to be. So we kind of it was a perfect match.
You're coming in as someone who's new, but
yes.
You're far from new to the sport. I mean, you're very accomplished at the D1 college level. So what do you feel is your role on the team?
Just to be a leader, just to be a team player, to encourage the girls that, I have their back and we can do this as a team and we can get as far as we want, as long as we stick together and we're all on the same page.
You're a setter, which means you really guide the offense. I mean, everything flows through you. If you're not at the top of your game, things can fall apart. How do you stay locked in as a setter and knowing all these things that are so important around you?
Yeah, for me, it's a lot of positive self-talk. It's a lot of looking to my team, knowing that they have my back, whether it's going to be, a good ball or one that's slightly off. I can definitely rely on my hitters to pick me up, and, my libero and my captains and just everybody as a whole. Having positive self-talk is very important for me. So that's kind of just how I stay above water.
Positive self-talk, something that a lot of us can learn a great deal about. And this is for both of you. I want to hear your thoughts on this. You get to open very early in the season with the Windy City Classic and a tournament right here in Chicago on campus. Coach, I'll start with you. What does it mean to you to be able to host this tournament?
Well, I think it's a great exposure for our program, and we're able to bring some good teams here. It's going to be an annual event, so it's going to happen every year, and we're shooting for that second week of each season. Obviously, we're bringing North Dakota State and Niagara, and then North Carolina, UNC Charlotte. All three of them are like really, really good teams from good conferences. We were looking to be challenged early in the season so we can get prepared for our WAC schedule. And, it's going to be great for our fans to come out early in the season and see some exciting Chicago State volleyball and see what we're all about. And hopefully they'll come out in great numbers.
Jack, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for us to just show what we can do and early in the season and just have our fans excited about what's next.
Can you each tell me if you could describe this squad using a type of food? What would it be?
Oh.
And whoever has an answer first, I'll let you start.
A type of food? I would say, I guess pizza, because pizza's big in Chicago. I love pizza, but I think there's so many different toppings you can put on pizza, and there's so many different types of personalities that we just kind of mesh well together. And it, yeah.
I like it. That's a very Chicago answer.
Right?
Well done. You're learning fast.
Yeah.
Coach?
I actually got a good one. And it couldn't be any further apart from Jack, and it could have been any similar as well. So, I had that for lunch yesterday at the CAF, and it was jambalaya. So it had a lot of ingredients, spice. It's similar to what Jack is talking about, the different ingredients and then coming together into a unison taste. But it also has some attitude to it and spice.
Oh, I love that. A lot of attitude and spice, a little jambalaya from Coach. That was a little out of left field, but I like it. Last thing for each of you. Tell me one thing that more than anything else with the season approaching really intrigues you about this team or about the schedule or just about the journey you're about to go on.
I definitely think we're coming out of COVID a little bit, it's still a little sketchy out there, but we're coming out of a completely different, setup now. We actually get to, practice every day and be in the gym and put in the work. So I feel like that's super important for us, and it's really exciting. All of us have a lot to look forward to now. Like, we get to play in front of fans, we get to travel, we get to do all those kinds of things that we didn't get the opportunity to do last year. So I think we have a lot of fire in us. I think we're ready, we're ready to compete. We're ready for people to see us. So.
And Coach?
Yeah, I'm intrigued of, to see how much of a sense of normalcy we'll have with everything going on. We haven't played a a normal quote unquote season in 2 years now. And, like I'm intrigued, and it's going to be interesting for me to see how our players would respond after such a long break. I mean, last year was a very short season and like out of the ordinary, and with the different rules and different restrictions on us. And, like it was difficult to play without the fans. And that's what volleyball is all about. I mean, like getting the fans excited. And getting them involved, getting them to change momentum, use their energy. So like it's going to be fun.
Well, I'm excited to get after it with you both. This is going to be a fun season, no doubt. So Coach Tony Trifonov and setter Jaclyn Inclan, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Awesome, Sam.
Give me your Go Cougars, Coach.
Go Cougars.